Hello, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let us continue. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please. It pains me to have to admit it, but I'm afraid I don't know. You don't know? The toxins was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of any theft. Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say. Listen up to that bumbling academic. Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads off it in the newspaper. I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision. Father, this is a pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students rather than allowing them off on killing sprees. That's totally unfounded. None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault. Hey. Remember, son, you stand accused here. A burst like that will not be tolerated. But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day. What? So you knew. I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Saseki-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was. Why didn't you let me know immediately? I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided to try and get it back before anyone else found out. Because I had a very good idea who the thief was. The thief? You don't mean? Yes, of course. It was that dainty English woman, Miss Giselle Brett. That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well, now, whatever do you mean? And then she suddenly got to her feet before falling to her knees in front of me and collapsing on the floor. That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't understand what had just happened. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. The pupils of her eyes they shrunk to tiny pinpoints. I don't believe it. In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison. My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything pass Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her. Which left me only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body. The blade of the knife in her back. That train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade. Yes, if that amount had entered her bloodstream, the smaller she might still have had a chance. That's what I hoped. Really, I'm sorry for staying silent all this time. Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted that courage with which you confessed in the end. Thank you, Your Excellency. It barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here, in this courtroom now. Objection! Your Excellency, do not be deceived. The victim has just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Membami-san, if that's the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed. Well, you have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim the victim motivated by revenge. But you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Oh, I have evidence, and it's very much conclusive. It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it. You're a producer for aforementioned evidence. I was Prosecutor Oichi. Perhaps some praise is due, young local student. What? I have imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you brought this on yourself. What the? Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty in the air at the beach is almost palpable. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous nature. Who took that photo? But shows the precise moment that Minbami's plunged her dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true, no. I don't believe it. I mean, there's many things wrong with that, being that she was already on the floor. Order! Order! Counsel for the defense, was it you who was responsible for the shrill scream that was perceived just in my courtroom? Perhaps his voice has yet to break. These yokels are slow-minded and slow to mature. Oh, screamed a bit. Show you who's slow to mature. Oh, Vanessa thought I was starting to show her face here. It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have a simple, ample proof. The court will accept the extremely photograph print as evidence. The incriminating photograph has been entered into the court record. I can't believe he's had a photograph like that up his sleeve the whole entire time. It's such a stark image, I'm generally lost for words. Wait a minute, I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? Right.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert the attention. Oh.
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photograph print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking the photograph at once. Well, I'm afraid I can't do that. Pardon? See, this print arrived at Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. But there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown. Goodness! Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photographic has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believed it fit for submission as evidence in the court? When you first produced the print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment, because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you? Silence, you yokel student and blabbering professor. What matters is the blatant truth is that print so eloquently expressed. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn. Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings. Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. And the scene is captured is without a doubt the most compelling evidence presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear. Oh no. Susato, this is the time for you to fight. If what you have established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim. Yes, we just need to prove that somehow. Tish, hush, hush. You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the provinces. And to ruin the day you came against Takatsuchi Aoichi in a court of law. If I can determine who took the photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. there must be some way of working out who took it. Well, Counsel? Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph, and the truth is, I have the answer. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal. Well, no, possibly you can't. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name. How utterly underwhelming. Did you really believe you could? However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. What? Very well then, Counsel. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence is, do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mystery photograph? Wow, I read that very weird. I'm not on my game for reading today.
Take that!
This piece of evidence in question is this. I'm afraid, Counsel, that when presenting evidence, you must learn to temper those wide, nervous eyes. I'm obliged to penalize you for lack of focus in both your eyes and your answers. Really? I mean, the pen clearly states that there was someone else there. When you can't squeeze your head in your hands again, Counsel, to punish yourself for presenting such utterly irrelevant evidence? Maybe I should take a look at the photo. I was just so confident that it would be the pen. This means I'm gonna have to save it, make sure in case I get anything else wrong. I'll squeeze my head as many times as it takes to win this trial, Your Excellency. May I? You may present another piece of evidence, but no more squeezing, Counsel. Alright, I'm gonna have to save because I've been making a lot of careless mistakes this trial. Man, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm really looking forward to see what the story has ahead, because I didn't expect Susato to be becoming a lawyer as well. Where is photo? There's like a cracked... Is this a cracked lens on the photo? Very strange. Oops. Let me go back. So there was a photo taken here. It was taken through here in this little crack, wasn't there? I mean, the only thing really is the pen. I don't know why it wouldn't let me present the pen. So, which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mysterious photographer? Ooh. I mean, it's where he took the photo, right? Because the only place she was sitting was that place there. So he stabbed her from the outside and left. Let me present this. Let's give it a try. If I get it wrong, well, I'll just have to reload.
Take that!
Oh, yeah, nope, that's a wrong. That's a wrongie. That's definitely wrong. I'm guessing it is the same piece of photo, not this photo. Let's try again. Nope. She's still very not confident. I'm actually like pretty stumped. Let me see. Again. A piece of evidence that shows the mysterious of the photographer. Wait. It would be whoever made the article, right? Oops. I didn't mean to present that. Oh, well, I think it worked. I wanted to take a look at it because I had a hint it was the newspaper article. Because if no one ever interviewed anyone about the stolen poison, that means the person who wrote the article is the person. What is that? The newspaper again? Raucous England adventures tell all. It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize they had the same cracked lens. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right side. Ah, yes indeed. They had already caught my eye as it happens. What if it? A shadow of some kind, presumably from the branches of a tree or the like. There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, if you look closely at this photograph... Good gracious. Yes, the exact same pattern lines is present on this photograph too.
Objection!
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind of... Definitely, that from the branches of a tree. There wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach, Council. Yeah. What's quite remarkable about that is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such extraordinary similarity have transpired? The curious matching patterns that appear on both photographic prints is a result of... I have a feeling that background photo guy who I see take pictures of Saseki is the person. Oh no, it is the person. It's the camera's defect. Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take photographs. With all photographic device... Yes, we can confidently say that the camera lens must be scratched. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device. In short, the two photographic under consideration here were taken with the same camera. But there must be hundreds of such cameras devices in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this one particular.
Objection!
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Auchi, that one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article. A newspaper? That's right. The author of the article is the mysterious witness to this crime. What? Who said that? I see why you were called a Rosh's English attorney. What are you yelling about? You've already testified. It's minimamo, I tell you. Minimamo. More. Saseki-san, what was that? Did you say mini memo? Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following me every move. A reporter by the name of Right-Hand Minimemo has, hounding me from dawn till dusk. And now that he mentions it, they secretly spy Snapshot Scribble's stories. Oh wait, they secretly spy Snapshot Scribble's stories and scruple my prints. That same reporter B, he literally here. Camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle. So you're saying this picture was taken by Minimamo? Yes, my lord, your excellency, Esquire. Officer, find the newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my court. We will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime. Yes, your excellency. As you say, your excellency. And one more thing. I want to add this. The murder weapon examined for traces of poison. We will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University Medical Department for the task. Understood? Meh. Minimamo! What was that? That felt so random. Alright, I mean, that's the end of this first part of the case, I believe. I think we're just gonna end it here, because I'm feeling a bit bleh for this recording. I feel like I just don't feel up the game for the rest of this. But next time, I'll be more up for it. Just feel a bit tired. So, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and until then, I will see you all later. Goodbye.